Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl Artress Charlotte Streeter on here. Um, Good morning, Twitter, and good morning to my fans over here and my YouTube fans. So, way to go. So excited to be here. So excited to be able to come on here and greet you in the name of the Lord. So, this morning I'm going to read today's daily devotion. Get the day started off right. So, good morning to you. Okay, the flow of the worry. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own thing. Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. Worry is a burden that God never meant for us to bear. So let's all keep that in mind, that God does not want us to worry, and many of us do. We do it, not even thinking about it. We just do it because it becomes numb to us. It becomes part of our everyday habit. So we just worry about things and not even thinking about it. We're already in that worry wart. But you hear it right here. It says, worry is a burden that God never meant for us to bear. That means He does not want us to worry. He wants us to rely on Him totally, 100%, turning everything that we have, that we need more knowledge of, that we need more understanding of, over to Him so He can give us the revelation that we need. I'm going to just read just a little bit about this topic. As we travel the road of life, obstacles often loom up before us, filling us with the apprehension, illness, surgery, financial reverse, or loss of a job threaten to keep us from reaching our goals. How many of us can honestly sit here? If you're sitting here and you're listening to me right now, you can relate to this. Lost a job threatened to keep us from reaching our goal. You know, God knows that we're human, and He knows, the flesh of a human is something that we fight against every day. But we don't have to worry about things if you really, really think about it, because He is your source. He is your source for everything, for your problems, for your financial problems, for your not knowing which way to go in a situation in life. He is your source. The only thing you need to do is go before Him. Get yourself in your secret closet and go before God and just let God, know what it is that, you're have on your heart, and just ask Him to show you the way. And believe me, He will. He will. Okay. But as we keep on by faith, God opens a new way before us. Most of what we worry about never comes to pass. Do y'all hear that? Most of what we worry about does not come to pass. And you're putting all that worry, in your spirit and your body for nothing. But even when trouble comes, God is there to show us a new course. Amen. We can avoid the follow of worry by trusting Him today for all our tomorrows. And that's true. That is just so true. from a medical standpoint, worryation gets a lot of people in hospitals. And a lot of people really don't understand how they got there, but it's because of that worrying. They think that, it's something else, but it's really the worryation that you bring on your body, and it brings upon stress, and then it does some things to the body that we subconsciously, if I can say that right, are not and do not probably take heed to, don't pay attention to. But worrying does do some bad things to the body, you know. But number one, you know, it in your mind, it gets your mind in a place where if you're not rooted and grounded in the Lord, it can have you thinking all kinds of things, and that's not good. Worryation brings on stress, and then with that, many women start seeing from them worrying their hair. They're losing their hair. And when people worry, they indulge in eating, and then some people don't indulge in eating, and they starve themselves. So we have to be very, very careful about worrying. Right now, we already know by His word what He says is that He doesn't want us to worry. Worry is a burden that God never meant for us to bear. So He never meant for us to bear worrying. And, if you sit back and you think about, if something's going on and you don't know how to handle it and you find yourself worrying, stop it right then and there and just say, I release this to you, God, because I know I'm worrying, and you do not want us to worry. And I think, if you catch yourself, you turn it over to Him immediately, that's a great thing. And that's like forgiveness. God asks us to forgive each other for when one has done another wrong. It's the human flesh of a person who can't forgive. And that unforgiveness will lie in people's mind and body and do some damage on them because they can't learn to forgive. Forgive is so easy, but if you keep looking over this thing and can't see no way to get out of it, then it's going to be hard for you. But if you will just not let forgiveness hold on you, and soon as and I have to say the same thing too, it has to apply to myself before I can let it apply to you. I have to forgive. And I think back into situations that I had going on in my life. Good morning, God bless you. Good morning. That I have going on in my life, and I came to God and said, God, I forget that person, and I don't want no ill will, no bitterness in my heart for that person, and I move on in life. Just because you forgive a person don't mean that you have to be around them, and don't mean you have to deal with them. That means in your heart you forgave them and you are able to move on. But when you're not able to forgive somebody, that forgiveness, that unforgiveness that you harbor for that person has a ball and chain on you. And then you are forever pulling around a ball and chain of unforgiveness, because whatever that person or whatever happened, you seen that you could not forgive somebody. And let's think about this, in our lives. How many ball and chains, and what are the ball and chains that you're pulling around? Pulling around the ball and chain of stress, the ball and chain of unforgiveness, the ball and chain of resentment, ball and chain of greed, jealousy, envy. Come on, there's lots and lots of these balls and chains that we are today pulling around. And wouldn't it be so great if we could just be ball and chain free? This is your girl Archer Charlotte. I will talk to you later.